Think Tank. Okay. DT Think Tank is an organization focused on translating thoughts into realities. We help busy executives, organizations, and individuals actualize their social impact goals. We also help you identify your core strengths, your develop achievable idea, and then we also help you create structure and provide you with uniquely customized execution map to help you lead a result-oriented experience. So it's co-founded by Dorcas Elisha and Temitope Falade Aderibigbe in 2021. They have helped individuals launch social impact projects and remain committed to their vision of raising a generation of self-conscious, purpose-driven individuals who are launched out to provide exponential solutions to global problems. And the funny thing about this is I'm also a beneficiary of this, and I'm really glad to have learned so much from this platform, and I've been so blessed. I've been able to structure a lot of things around myself, and it's been an amazing ride. So if you do not know about this platform, if you don't know about this brand before, I think you should start getting acquainted to it, and you need to understand better, even with asking questions. You can be free to ask questions from the co-founders. And then you can also check for information on the website, and that's www.dtthinktank.com. And you can also check Instagram at DT Think Tank, just DT Think Tank. When you think and tank, you get so. And you can also send a mail to info@dtthinktank.com. dtthinktank.com. So are we excited to be here? Are we excited? I'm so excited to be hosting, and my name is Omodola Lawal, and it's really a privilege to do this. I will just be introducing our guest speaker very quickly, but I want to be sure that we can hear me well, and we are here, we're not distracted. So you can just give me in the comment section, and just let me know that you can hear me, and you can just tell me one thing you got from everything I've said. One thing you got from everything I've said. You can just let me know. Even if it's just my name, even if it's just if it's the name of the co-founders, even if it's the name of what we are doing here, or just something. I just want us to be sure. I just want to be sure that we can hear me well, and then we are here. So I'll be waiting for our comments. I'll be waiting for our messages. Okay. I'm still waiting for it. Okay, nobody has dropped anything. Does it mean that I have to recap? Do you want me to talk again to explain everything I said before? Should I recap? Please, can we hear me very well? Can we hear me well?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Oh, okay. Okay, Mrs. Temi already said something, said DT Think Tank is a platform to help move thoughts to realities. Wow, I love it. I love it. Thoughts to realities. Yes, yes. If there's anything you're going to take from here, it's that DT Think Tank is a brand for moving your thoughts to realities. The small things, small ideas that is coming. Some people just have like ideas, they have innovations, they have things that are in their minds, but they don't know how to like put them into execution. And this think tank is one that you would not regret from. You would always love to access what they have, the resources they have, and then you want to be blessed even with it. Okay, so thank you very much, Mrs. Temi. And I'll just be going to introducing the guest speaker for tonight. When I saw the design, the first thing I did was check the guest speaker on Instagram. I checked out on Instagram, and then funny enough, I found out I was even following her long before now. I'm following her and then interacting with her on Instagram. It's just really funny. And then I'm like, okay, this is for me. If not for anybody, this is for me. So I'm really excited about it. And like I said, I want us to prepare our hearts. Like we really need to prepare our hearts for this. So I'm very fast about it because I don't want to waste much of our time. So our guest speaker for today is Raquel Daniel. I just hope I got that right. Raquel Daniel. Raquel Daniel is a social entrepreneur working in Madrid. Okay, I'm going to take that again. Raquel Daniel is a social entrepreneur working in marginalized communities in Nigeria, focusing on education for children and sexual and reproductive health for adolescent girls through Beyond the Classroom Foundation. In 2015, she joined the Lagos Global Shaper of the World Economic Forum and received the LEAP Africa Social Innovator Program Fellowship. She's a climate reality leader, a water Carrington Fellow, and two-time mentor of the Queen's Young Leaders Program. Okay, so Raquel has received a numerous awards. Okay, I think I want to take that again. Raquel has received numerous awards, including the 2021 Luther King Heroes Award, the Women of Impact Award 2021, wow, the Women's Achievers Award 2021, the 2016 Honor Nigeria Community Development Award, and the 2014 Lirache Exemplary Leadership Award by His Excellency Mr. Akinwumi Ambode, a former governor of Lagos State. She is the CEO of Annual Works Technologies and the lead trainer at the Changemaker Academy for emerging social change agents. Proud to this, she served as the admin lead at the Secretariat of the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council in the Office of the Vice President. You see, we have somebody powerful here. So if you are tapping, if you want to tap, please start tapping for me now. And start putting your heart. Okay. Mr. Kelvin, I think you should just mute. Okay, thank you very much. So Rockwell is also the author of Flow. Flow is a girl's guide to menstruation. There is a new virus in town. A COVID-19 book for children, the alphabet book on hygiene, Squeaky Clean, a personal hygiene book for boys and girls respectively, and many other books. Wow. I want us to appreciate Mrs. Raquel Daniels, and let's welcome her on board. I want us to with so much joy in our hearts, I want us to appreciate her and welcome her even as she takes over now. You're welcome, Ma, and I'm really excited to have you here. We're all excited to have you here. Thank you so much for being a blessing.
Thank you for having me. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Modelapo, for introducing me and for hosting this event. Can everyone hear me? If you can hear me, you can just comment in the section below. Let me look at it and see if everyone can hear me. Because I'm using my pulse, I need to be sure so that I could change. Okay, I can see, yes, I can hear, yes. Okay, awesome. Thank you. So I want to apologize first. Two things. Today I had an event in the morning and then I went for a party with my daughter. I had a party for a 5-year-old. Can see my voice has gone. And so I'm knocked out, but I've given my word to be here. And so that's why you can't see my face because I'm half asleep. So yeah, I apologize. Thank you, Dorcas. Thank you so much to the leadership for inviting me here today to speak on this amazing topic, Unique You. I'm just sitting down here, scribbling through some notes, asking myself, what do I really want to say about this topic? And what came to mind quickly when I was scribbling here while I was sitting down here was, I don't have to start defining the word unique to anyone because everyone on this platform understands what that means. I don't have to define the word you because everyone on this platform understands what that means. And so we'll put those two words together, unique and you. We have our topic described already, described. So I think that's great. But what I was thinking about it, and I was writing a few notes just right now, writing on my notes. What came to mind is a book that my friend wrote called Validation Junkie. And it just occurred to me at that moment is that validation, the need to seek validation from others, and comparison from others is the killer for enjoying the unique you. It just occurred to me when I was writing it down that seeking validation or comparison, comparing yourself to others is what kills loving or enjoying the unique you. And it just occurred to me that, almost everyone at some point, would want to get validation from others. Almost everyone wants to compare themselves to other people. If in primary school, when someone did better than you, when someone was always topping class in primary school, and parents would say to you, yeah, that person doesn't have two heads. I don't know if anyone had heard that in their own family, but I used to hear that a lot. That child that used to pass mathematics, does it have two heads? And the parents will now tell you that, during my time, I used to come first. I don't know. I never saw my parents report card, but and we're being compared with other children. And not many people, during my time had the opportunity for their parents to really look at the skills that they had and just say, you are just amazing in sport or amazing in XYZ, and really celebrated the unique things that made us unique. Not many people. And some of us, our parents at the time growing up, what they did to us, was try to mold us to become other people, or some people mold us to become the people that they wanted to be but couldn't because of maybe their circumstances. So because of that, they try to force us to become doctors, lawyers, engineers, architects, and things that they wish they wanted to become, but they never became. So because of that, the unique person that is you was suppressed. And so as we grew up, went to primary school, we said we're being compared to other people. We tried to seek validation from other people. Do you think I did well? Do you think my hair is nice? Because we felt like we had to get people to validate us. And that starts actually from when we were young. And many of us didn't know. But that is actually where it started from. So I would like to say here that if you're a parent, just know that if your children start to second guess themselves as adults, it started from you, from your home. And if you are as an adult right now, as second guessing yourself, you're not celebrating who you are. You have short and coarse hair. So what? You are bald. So what? You are average height. So what? You are too tall. So what? You don't have as much hips. You don't have a good handwriting. Everything about you is what makes you you. Everything about you is what makes you you. If you walk into another classroom and you see 50 people who bear Raquel, for instance, there's no one that's me. You can have 100 Raquels right now. I'm me, one and one. You can never be. Even if I have a twin, I will have a different fingerprint. So if I had a twin and I was born in the same placenta and I have a different thumbprint, then why would I want to be someone else? But it's not that we deliberately want to suppress what makes us unique. It's not that we really want to do that. But like I said, it's because that's what the society, family, culture, so much as has made us to believe and helped us to mold it. And so that's what we've believed. And where is some of our beliefs? And because that's what we've believed all these years, that's all we've stored in our memories, that's all we've carried on from every stage of our life to where we are right now. We just accepted that that's what we are. And I know very well, one very funny story that happened to me was that I was never very good with mathematics. I was never very good at math. And it's very funny right now that in my house, some numbers will be called and I'll just quickly put the numbers together. And I wonder myself, but I never wasn't really good with math. How come I'm able to just put together numbers so quickly right now? And maybe because I've just grown. When I was growing up, I was never really good at math. And my parents did everything to force mathematics into my head. And I kept telling myself, right now, a couple of months ago, I said to myself, I'm not going to do that thing to my children because it really, really affected my self-esteem. I felt anyone that was good in sciences or especially mathematics was better than me. And I sort of, was trying to be friends with kids when I was growing up who were good in math because that's what my parents said. Why not be friends with them who are good in what you are lacking? And I'm thinking, so I'll not have people who have strength in all my weaknesses all around me. And then what will not happen to me? I'll not be feeling small where they are. But I couldn't voice that out growing up. Well, anyway, it really affected my self-esteem. I know I didn't really like people who were very good with. So all these quiz competitions that they have in my school, I never liked those kids I always felt like they were showing off, even though they were just being themselves. But now as an adult, I look back and I say to myself, it wasn't my fault. It was my family. And I take full responsibility for their actions, really. But it wasn't my fault. But I'm glad that I didn't let that, define me. Because I tried to escape courses that would make me do mathematics for so many years. If only I was encouraged to embrace the things that made me better. In fact, the things that made I use right now as in my career path where I teach, I talk a lot of talking because I'm constantly talking. I've talked all for almost 2 hours today, in class, standing on my feet. I didn't feel like I did anything. But when I was growing up, everyone kept saying around me saying, you talk too much. And that really hurt me because nobody was telling me that this you're talking will be good for maybe become a lawyer because there was no public speakers at the time, but of course, maybe a pastor or something. You could have said, this you're talking, maybe we should channel it into something. But I was very expressive and people called me forward. People said all sorts of things to me because I was very expressive because I was, and they said, you're too forward. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to express myself, I was always quick to raise my hand to express my opinion. And people called me all sorts of names that were negative instead of really harnessing or really pointing towards those things as strength so that it will help me harness them, as a person. So as I'm talking, I want you to look around you and look at the times when you've told somebody that, or a child, that the child was straight, was too forward, or talks too much or something, and realize that those words that you say, you are attacking the person's uniqueness. Can talk about it, things on my feet. I went for a Toastmasters. My husband was Toastmaster, so I went for his Toastmaster thing one time, and they have this thing called table talk, where Toastmasters, they just give you a topic off the top of your head and say, we'll talk about it. And you have, without planning, without thinking through, you just have to talk about it from on the top of your head. You don't have, in fact, it's a skill that they have to build, Toastmasters, and I woke up and I visited Toastmasters and I didn't even realize that they were going to call me as a guest. And they just gave me a random table talk topic. And I just started talking about it. And when I finished, they were all saying, are you a Toastmaster? And I said, no. But I know carefully, I said at that point that That was actually a gift for me. It's a gift, that if I was younger and someone saw it and told me and that, oh, that's a gift that you can throw a topic at me and I can find my way around it without preparation, you know. But I didn't know that was a gift. That's what made me, or still makes me, the person that I am, and still unique. But growing up, people said all sort of negative things about me, you know, um, towards the things that I was most expressive about, and they said, oh, you're lazy, that's why you're going to art class. But I was a creative, and I wasn't going to art class because I didn't want to. Let me use my dad. My dad used to say, you don't want to stretch yourself, and I'm like, no, I'm actually legit not interested in sciences. And my late dad would say, stretch yourself. And I'm thinking, oh God, like, can you guys just leave me for a second? I wish I was able to say that though, but I said those things in my heart. But because my dad believed I had the capacity to do all that, which of course I knew I could. But why stress myself so much to do sciences and do math and do all that when I can effortlessly thrive in the places where I'm excellent and naturally gifted, you know? And so if as an adult right now, you might be looking at other people on social media, reading their bios or seeing how it's easy for people to just chunk out things, and you just feel like, oh, I wish I was like that. No, there is something about you that makes you who you are. What is that thing? In fact, for most people, there are things. It's not even a thing. There are a variety of things that makes you special, that makes you unique, that makes them. In fact, if you can't find anything, just remember that no one in the world has your fingerprint. That I think that is actually the most mind-blowing thing you can ever know about yourself. That in this world, no one has my thumbprint. So that is unique to me with all the billions of people in the world. How? So think about it that way. And when you think about it that way, that should expose your mind to the power that is you, to the gift that is you. And let's understand that because you are here, it means that you are useful. Because you are needed, because we need you here, and that's why you have the gifts that you have. So regardless whether you know how to do all these paint, the world needs your painting. The world needs you to begin to use painting to portray things, love, peace, different things in the world that will bring the world together. The world needs you to use the painting to keep history. So there's so much that you can do with if you're a painter, I think that's all you can do. Some people just know how to use their hands to knit or stuff like that, and they feel like they want to work in a bank, and so they go and work in a bank, and they're frustrated because they don't fit in there, and society has made them feel like they have to fit into the corporate world, when really the corporate world is not theirs. What is theirs is actually owning a business and be using their hands. Some people is gardening. I know one of my former housemates living in Lagos. She loves the gardening so much, and she used to say she wishes she lived abroad when gardening can be a part of a career path or something like she can do for a living, but something she does very beautifully. And then it wasn't long ago I heard that she joined something Lagos State landscape one thing department, and she's into creating the landscape or trying to put landscaping and gardening into Lagos. And I'm like, wow, look at someone that used to say they want to go and live abroad. It's actually coming because the world now is going green. We're talking about going green. You that like gardening, look at her and I'm thinking, oh my God, I wish I still have a number. I could still call her and all that. And just tell her that, look at you. Look into landscaping and gardening, for the big contracts in Lagos State for putting flowers in places, ensuring that there are trees in specific places in Lagos, because there are no trees in Lagos, really and truly. I mean, there are no trees. I don't know how people live there. I don't see trees. I'm used to trees now, and I'm thinking, wow. But they're looking for trees. So I'm saying that's a unique ability that she had, or she still has, that you and truly might not look like it was workable, but now it's useful for her. So what skill do you have that is useful for you? What skill? And sometimes the thing about our skills and our abilities is that we focus so much on our weaknesses and forget the strength. And what comes to mind easily when I'm talking about this unique person that you are, and I'm focusing on that, is someone in the holy books. His name is Moses, and this Moses dude, he's very bold, very very bold dude, very resilient, very smart. But then, the only thing that was a weakness for him was that he was a stammerer. And like, so even when he was called by his God to go and, do this very special assignment, a national assignment for his people, he told them to say, oh, I can do this, I'm bold, I'm smart, I'm intelligent, I'm a leader, I have these abilities. The first he said was like, I'm a stammerer. And it's the same thing with all of us. When it's put before us to say, okay, fine, there's this platform and we need people who will host, as people that are, the Lakwa are the ones that will raise their hand and say they want to do it. Some people here can do it. If I don't put, I haven't watching the Lakwa and say, I can do this thing better than her. But you're not coming up because you are dwelling on your own weakness rather than the strength that you have. And so, and I'm very careful when I talk about being unique and understanding what makes you different. Because what happens is that people now want to put it towards what we call niche. That what makes that is a particular way, that's something that you need to do or need to be, and that automatically boxes you. And that's why I mentioned that thing that's unique about you might not be one, it might be a lot of things. There are a lot of things that makes me me. For me, there's some of things that makes me me. So and I'm very careful, because if I mention niche and uncovering niche and leveraging on your niche right now, it will box you. And it's very true, because I actually don't like talking about it. And then here's why I don't like talking about it. Because there's more to who you are than one part of life that you just want to be. There's more. But think about it. You can do so many things. For instance, if the Lakwa says to us right now that she's going to brand herself as an online host for events, because she does it very well, and she's trying to carve a niche in that, so everyone will know her as the online host, right? And she's found that niche and she's just doing it. Really and truly, there are other parts of her life. What if she's supposed to be an author? We shouldn't drop that part of her life because she wants to carve a niche. What I believe we should do instead is find out what expressions should we bring out in different seasons of our lives. And if I'm going too fast, please don't hesitate to call me back at all. And I'm not in a hurry to go anywhere, so don't worry. I'm not like I'm trying to rush to go to bed or anything. No, I've given my time. I'm going to be here, so I'm going to take my time and go through my notes. But so if you feel like I'm going too fast, let me know. Just say, put it there that, slow down. I don't get you or anything. So you have to find, that we don't have one niche. Sometimes say that there are different things. There's a niche or whatever it is in your life. It's not just one thing you're called to be. So if you see me, the way I chunk out books, the way I write books, I wrote a book just yesterday for an amazing story. Like, I love the story already. I can imagine, I can't wait for kids to hold that book and read it in their hands and hold it there to their heart. It's a beautiful story. Like, I read it someone today and the person was like, wow, when did you write the story? I said, yesterday. She said, just one day. I said, actually, a few hours. Like, I summed up this entire story in 1 hour. And if you give me a few weeks, a book will be ready. And so I cannot just say that's all I am. My niche is that I'm an author. No, I'm much more than that. And so every season of your life uncovers a part of who you are. So don't get stuck up in a niche, because even when it's time for you to leave that season, you might want to carry it over. Because there was such a time in my life when I was working with women and girls. I was deep into women's ministry. Well, I had to move, because when it was time to move from that season to the next season, I was glad that I knew that I had to move. So if I want to brand myself as a coach, for instance, for women and girls for self-esteem, blah, 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 I was still believing in my season that I left exactly 7 years ago now. So if you knew me 7 years ago, you say, oh, she used to run Club 31, women and that was a season. And that's the gift that I have, that it can still pop up in any season. So if you want to uncover your niche, uncover your gifts instead, different gifts that you have. Find out what gifts and abilities do I have. Sit down and write them. Ask people around you. Tell them what are the top things that come to your mind when you think about me. When you think, I do that a lot. I just say, what do you think about me? What comes to your mind when you just hear my name or when you see me? And I hear all sorts of things, but when I write most of these things down, there's always a connect. Some of them are always, oh, you like to teach. I'm an educator. If I like to teach, I like to put it down in books. I'm an author, I'm a writer. So it's easier to put all that together. When I realized that it connects. And that's why I went to university. I studied, I'm a trained teacher, and that's why I work with kids and the things that I do. So by the time you calculate those things, I will not want to now niche myself because it will box you. Because without niching, without saying, oh, this is exactly what you want to do for the rest of your life. No, 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 no. Now think about it. What was that? I think it was a couple of weeks ago last month, I don't want to, honey, was it last year? You're talking about the Telsa guy. It was last year. I was talking about this guy, Telsa, who was in PayPal. It was it Telsa? Yeah. Elon Musk was Telsa. And then this dude, he used to be at PayPal. He used to be a co-founder of PayPal, right? And I'm thinking that was a payment platform. And if he had just remained in payment and he wants to remain in PayPal, he carved a niche. We don't know Elon Musk as who he is. A lot of people didn't even know that he was at PayPal. Now he's doing space and things that he's going to take the world, the humans into space to go and live there in Mars, Abby. And I'm thinking, this guy is mad, the things he's doing. Imagine that he just remained where he is and just say, oh, I'm into payment platforms, PayPal. I still use PayPal, no doubt. I even used it 2 days ago to buy a product, an online product. I use my PayPal. I use it a lot. God bless him. But he left. He moved on. So if you remain in a season because that is who you want to niche yourself as, you are, I don't want to use what they say, you're sitting on a bicycle, because you're sitting on a bicycle, because you are doing a disservice to yourself. There's more to you, than just, so there's more to me than writing books. There's more. Even the story I was just sharing yesterday at home, I read the story to my daughter again, my newest storybook. I read it to her to put her to bed just a couple of minutes ago. 30 minutes ago, I was putting her to bed now. That was where I was telling her, and she fell asleep. And I just imagined the story in cartoon. I'm thinking, I can't wait for it to be like a series of children's cartoon. That story is very powerful. Like, I was getting excited as I was just putting her to bed. Already, am I a cartoonist? No. I don't even do cartoon. The one that does design. I don't have to do much design, only flyers. But have not boxed myself into just writer. Because I know that I'm going to do cartoon and art and stuff for kids. Content like that. I already know that. So why box yourself into a niche when you can actually find the gifts that you have and realize which one am I going to use in what season? And also be brave enough to let go of them or any one of them when the season comes. And that's where most of us lag behind, because there's some seasons where we have to leave certain work that we do and move into another season, but we will hold on to it. I'm the master of moving into seasons. Like, I've mastered the art of moving into seasons. Like, the way I move into my next season, I don't even have to breathe. It's the way I live. I just move. Once I sense it in my spirit that the season is over, I don't even bother. I just go. I just start entering it. I move, And so when I walked into a season of writing, I knew, and there was no going back. And I know when it's time to stop, I'm going to stop. I don't know when that would be. So it's the same thing with all of us. There are different seasons. Some of us, sorry for women, most of you, when you get married, even men, as soon as you get married, most of you, the ministry of marriage will come upon you. You see, that's how couples start doing how we met video. Before you know it, they have a YouTube video and they start talking about relationships and all that. You think they're experts, but no, they're sharing their journey and it's helping other people because they quickly walked into that season. And some people would have, I suppose, started teaching people about their marriage and what the things that are good get into, but they've not walked into that season and they will start very late. So you have to understand the season that you're in, and the season that is coming, and how you can just jump into it. Sometimes it's even moving to a new state or new country. Most of my friends have moved to other countries. There's certain things they can't do right now. They're in different seasons. And then most of them that struggle to want to still do what they were doing while in Nigeria, I tell them, you can't do it. You're in a different season. Get over yourself. And most of them have to wake up quickly if I judge them and say, wake up. We can't do this. You're in a different place, you're in a different season, you're in a different country, different time zone. Things have to change. So you have to understand. It's like driving your car and using your Wi-Fi when it's not raining. You're in a different season. There's no rain. There's different weather. Why are you using your wiper? Why do you have your light on daytime when there's light? And then you turn off your light when it's night. So that's the things that you would think about as you move along your journey. So I know that some people here are social impact entrepreneurs or social entrepreneurs, if I'm right, please just put in the comment section, yes, most of us here, or some are intending to go into social enterprise or social impact, please can you let me know, maybe be sure that it's true. Most of us here are either just going to social impact or we have a passion to want to go into social impact. I want to use that. I want to be able to clarify something here before I say what I wanted to say next. So let me be sure. Okay, it's not. Okay, that means that a different group of people here. Right? Not everyone here is social impact. Because what I see with social impact leaders is that a lot of people want to, because now I said that you have multiple gifts. It's your expressions, they are different, right? But what is different is even with seasons, there's a time for everything. So for people who are social impact leaders, when they start to want to do this non-profit work, they want to solve the entire problem of the entire world because they believe they can do it. So today they are doing this, tomorrow they are doing that, next week they're doing all sorts of different. Most of them, their non-profit have like 20 projects. And none of them is sustainable, none of them is fully funded, none of them is even working. You're just jumping here and they're looking for which one sounds nice or which one somebody did and got funding, and you're just moving from here to there. And there could be the same thing with business people. I'm using non-profit professionals first to explain. Because really and truly, you need to understand that you don't have to take and say, this is what I'm going to do only. So even your non-profit is focused on education. You can be focused on other things in your life. It doesn't have to be education only. But your non-profit is targeted. Your entrepreneurship, so that's non-profit. Your entrepreneurship is targeted. Your religion is targeted. Things around you, spirituality is targeted. It's targeted. You have different things you're doing, but it's not like you're solving the entire problem of all the SDGs or all the today are doing climate change. Tomorrow you're solving all the problems. No, but you can work in that expressions in different season or different time, even with your non-profit. So understand that even for your work, that you don't have to say and this is the only thing I'm doing, right? And I'm not doing anything else. But really and truly, if it's about solving a problem, you can pick one to start with, solve it and be good at it. But your other part of your life are doing other things. That doesn't mean that you cannot work with women or girls while you're working with on education. Doesn't mean that. So don't pick one thing and say that's the only thing I'm going to do and nothing else, because you'll be able to solve a problem that way. Even when you pick a problem, there are other problems attached to it as a non-profit professional. So I just wanted to add that because I thought I heard Odolapo said something around about helping non-profits or people to launch social impact projects, something like that. So I wanted to clarify that. So I'm going slowly. If I'm, like I said, I'm rushing, please let me know so I can stop, I can slow down. I'm going slowly into how to, leverage. Now that you have found that thing that makes those things, not a thing, like I said, that makes you unique. How do you use it to grow to your benefit? And I'll use an instance, I moved to a new city a couple of years ago, and I'm very big on communities and I'm very big on friendship. I'm very big on love, basically. And I always believe that we can't walk alone. That's why I love Liverpool. Even I don't know anything about soccer. I just like their slogan, never walk alone. That's the reason I like about Liverpool. I think it's very brilliant. And I don't like working alone. I just feel like it's very hectic because together everyone achieves more. Team. I believe that people should always have other people that they work with. So, and so that's the thing. So what I did was I started to find, based on the skills and the expertise and my person, I started to find friends and people who I could work with to support them with my skill that I have, that I see that they're struggling, but they want that, or those that I realize that I want to work with them because I want us to work together and flock together, because birds of a feather flock together. So, and I spread my wings. It was so spread out. And my tentacles were all over the place. I was, trying to find, to fit so that I'm not working by myself. And a lot of people have said that they wish that they did that when they moved to a new city or something, because I didn't stay. I reached out to people to say, hey, I'm new in this town. I see that you do this. I see that you do that. I think we could, meet up and have a conversation, and something, and over lunch or something like that. And I met up with a lot of people in that time. Some of the time I didn't have to pay for lunch. Everyone came and they paid for themselves. But the conversations were good. And they led to multiple things, burden friendships that I still have today. Even some I met at the children's party came with their kids today. And it was just fun meeting some of these people because you spread your attention. So when you find those unique things about you, find people. That's what I'm saying in summary. And I give all that story to explain to you that you need to find people because you cannot move to greatness alone. I know there's a saying that says, if you want to go far, go alone. If you want to go further, go with others. And I like to also add, if you want to go further very far or very, very fast, go with people that know what they're doing. Really. If you want to go further very fast, go with people that know what they're doing. So in picking the people that you want to work with, you have to know the skills that you have already, or people that you want to partner with. What skills? People that are in education space, people that are in education space are already doing the things that you're doing, or people that are working on health sector where you're already working. How you can leverage your expertise or leverage on each other, and leverage each other's contact, and so on. A friend of mine wanted to introduce me to someone, and he just said it casually. Oh, there's someone that is doing something same, not so much, but similar to what you're doing. And she's a northerner like you, and you guys should talk and all that. And he didn't finish the conversation, and I never followed up. And then recently, I wanted to do something exactly what that person was doing. I started Googling, and I saw, I'm like, this is the person that the person mentioned now. And I DM'd her, and she sent me a message, and then we got talking. And after the conversation, she just said, "What does it feel like we've met?" I said, "We haven't, though, but kindred spirits." And she just went on telling me about stuff that she was doing and things that she loved that would have worked together all this year. That she just felt, she doesn't know why she never reached out. That she always felt like I would think she's a competition. I said, "Me, competition, okay? She should have reached out. If I needed you, I would have reached out to you, and that's why I'm reaching out now." And she was like, "Oh my God, it's her loss." I said, "No, it's never too late." Point is that it's never too late. Now that you've done all these things you have done, you've written out all these skills and all these great things that you are, the person that you are. I like to ask again, can you find people that you can work with? Because never walk alone. Remember Liverpool. Never walk alone, because this greatness you want to achieve with this unique personality that you are, there's somebody that's either already doing it or as an expert at it, or we would need you as a collaborator. But if you can remove comparison and you can remove validation and all those from your vocabulary, and you can remove competition from it, you can actually work with other people. Because it's competition that makes you feel like, oh, that person is, is going to ask you my ideas and all those things. No, you move all those and find the people. That's the first thing. Second thing you do to walk into that greatness of this unique person that you are, aside never working alone, is secondly, continue to sharpen your skills. Those skills that you found out that you're good at, continue to sharpen them. When was the last time you took an online course? Some of you take online course, small. You take online course, you like an apple, you take a bite. Tomorrow you take another bite and that apple. And then you have all sort of apples that you're taking bites from in your fridge. You haven't really eaten one full apple. How are you sharpening your skills? Because, fine, you're good at speaking. You naturally have the charisma. You naturally have the courage. You're bold. You come in front of people. You just talk and just go on. But are you sharpening your skills? Because guess what? People who are sharpening your skills, that is going to show when they talk. They're going to be better than you. It's not about speaking for ne. I used to say that a lot. A lot of people think that it's when you're speaking English and you're turning your tongue that you're speaking. But no, that's not what it is. It is not. There's a stage courage. Even when you think that, I'm a speaker, I'm a this, I'm a that, do you have that courage? Are you sharpening those skills? Which you should. So I said all that to say that the first thing you do is find the right people. Don't walk alone. Second thing, sharpen your skills, because you already know these things that you're good at. The third thing I would say is, if make sure you're working in that space. Even if you're not working, you're volunteering, but doing something actively in the spaces that you are. So constantly, I'm ensuring that I'm always teaching, because I enjoy teaching. Anita, if you can hear me, can you please mute your microphone?
Oh, sorry.
So, if you can't find a job in that field, in that particular field where you're those skills where you volunteer? So because I'm a creative thinker, I look for communities where I can contribute creatively. So I joined online communities where I can constantly be sharpening my skills by contributing. My friends reach out to me, they want to do so. I have quota of my time that I give pro bono, like people, to help them with structure. And because when I do that, I volunteer them. It helps me build and help me get clarity, help me get better at my things, the things that I do. Don't walk alone. Continue to sharpen your skills and use those skills. Use them. If you don't use them, it will get old and stale. Look at someone who is maybe a very good public speaker, hasn't done any speaking engagement maybe for 2 years, or just went off the grid, and then 5 years later or 3 years comes back online and wants to come and start teaching people and hasn't sharpened their skills. Really, you see a difference. So keep this work going. Esther, if you can hear me, can you kindly mute your microphone? So once you are sharpening that skill, you're sharpening it. Also remember that you're supposed to use it while you are learning that online skill. You are learning it, you are brushing it. Use it. It's the more you use something that you master it. The more you practice it, you master it. So find the right people, learn, then practice. Because that's how it gets better. That's how you get better. That's how the people around you get better. People around you get impacted because you're giving them a better version of yourself, right? So I'm going to allow us now ask questions, so that it's easy for me to see if there's anything that I was supposed to have said that I probably, missed out. We can, sort it out together. Hello. Okay. Okay, I'm opening up for questions now.
Hello.
Okay. Let me hear your question. Please let me know your name and your question, please.
Can everyone hear me?
I can hear you.
Good evening, Ms. Kelvin. So thank you for the presentation, for the talk tonight. I really learned a lot. I believe many of the attendees have also learned something tonight. So one topic that kept coming, you mentioned quickly in the course of the presentation, was the issue of the importance of being to sharpen your skills. I would like you to, in practical terms, to please expatiate or shed more light on that. How can what are the practical steps that one can do to exercise that you can do to sharpen, or what resources or materials can one leverage and access, or how can one go about to sharpen and develop skills?
Yeah, okay. So the first thing depends on what you're doing. So every skill, every field, everything you're trying to do, your expertise, your field is different. I do on Coursera a lot, online courses that helps me first learn, and I always look for opportunities. I don't turn down opportunities to practice what I'm learning. So most online courses is already self-paced. So you just go learn, read. But then when it's time to act, you're not practicing, there's no practical there because no physical classroom that you can come in front of the class and practice. So if I'm learning a course, for instance, or maybe public speaking, for instance, just giving a random example, and I don't now take public speaking courses or public speaking gigs to either speak or hold a microphone, then I'm not sharpening my skills. So even if I'm learning, I'm not sharpening the skills, because you need to keep using the skills. You need to use it. So even church, you have opportunity to be in your youth fellowship, and you want to be a public speaker. You want to be a public speaker. You want to be able to do this effortlessly. The best thing for you is to pick up the microphone in church. Give, on your that fellowship, or you belong to a university or whatever it is, or your mosque, wherever you are, pick up the microphone if you have the opportunity to, like a place of worship, and speak. When you have the opportunity to ask questions, stand up and ask a question. Use the microphone and raise your hand. Don't write the question out and be shy or anything. Confidently say it. So you're practicing what you are learning. So there are different ways. So I just use public speaking as just an instance. There are different ways you can sharpen the skills. If you are sharpening your skills in writing, for instance, and you've learned the art of writing 101 in a Coursera course, the next is to go and write. Because if you don't write it, it will not stick. So go and you might and maybe have writer's block, but sit down and write. And because the more you do it, the better you get. So it depends on what field. So everybody's field is different. But for sharpening your skills, when you learn, you have to act. You have to do it. So that's not just learning, brain. But the act will help you sharpen your skills by doing it. So you sharpen your skills by doing. So whatever your field is, so if it's a course that you can find on Coursera, which I believe you can find, when you take it, then go ahead and act fully. I mentioned volunteering or working in that field. If it's in your office and your office, they want someone to host a small meeting, you can say, oh, I can host it. I can talk, give me the microphone. Or if it's event planning you're doing and you're learning event planning, find someone who's an event planner and talk to them and volunteer with them 1 weekend to go and set up and pop up balloons and stuff like that and learn that. So you have to be able to do for you to sharpen. I don't know if that helps, but there are different, it depends on what skill you're trying to learn or sharpen, then it will now, but I think it's almost the same principle basically that you have to do to sharpen your skills.
Thank you.
Anyone welcome, please. Anyone, I hope that answers your question. So let's just see. Anybody? Hello, anybody has a question? Don't be afraid to ask. Don't be shy to ask. If you don't have questions, I'll assume that everyone, already understands why it's important for you to, your unique you. Why it's important for you to, I don't want to say master or enjoy. Yeah, I think that's what that comes to my mind. Enjoy that person that you are. So even if you're short, enjoy who you are. Even if you are too tall, enjoy who you are. Even if you are whatever, even if your nails are, whatever it is, just enjoy it wherever you are. Yeah, even if what you love is weird, whatever it is, just that's what makes you unique. These are the things that makes you unique. I hope that it's making sense. I don't know. It's what's it called? It's in my head. It's making sense, but I'm thinking a lot of people feel like that thing that is a weakness is something that needs to, it's actually what is good about you. Really and truly, might be what is good about you. So don't be quick to discard a weakness. Can improve it and all that, but don't be quick to discard the weakness. So yeah, I hope that helps. If there's anyone that has any more questions, we have one round of questions to ask, to take. Anyone? There's no one, then it's time to run.
I think there's a question in the message box.
Mm-hmm. Let me look at it. It's okay. I didn't see it. What are the signs that it's time to leave the box? Also, for some who have created like a box, you would know you'll be nervous, you'll be anxious, you'll be exhausted, you'll be tired. Wait, I want to know, is the question, Timotokwe, please, I don't understand your question. What are the signs that it's time to leave the box? Like you left, okay, I see it's connected. Somebody for me, I had to master the art of, I won't start from there, I had to master the art of moving into seasons, because a very long time ago, I'm a believer, and the Lord taught me how understanding seasons. And it was a very clear picture for me. I understood my seasons very perfectly. When I was in university, there was a season. When I moved, it's a season. When I'm dating someone, every part of my life is a season. Now I'm in a season of childbearing, writing books. I know those seasons and I've compartmentalized them in my life. I said, this is where this is supposed to be. I understand them. This is a marriage season. So there are different seasons in my life, and I'm still in that marriage season. There are other buckets inside. So God taught me that a very long time ago. So it's easier for me. So when it's time to move from here to here, when I start to feel uneasy about doing what I'm doing, I know it's time to move. So next time I'm saying is, Lord, where do I go next? So because I'm a person of faith, I'm always asking God where I'm going, and clarity comes in place of this. So while I'm asking, I'm not just sitting down folding my hands. I'm still, moving about, doing the little things I'm doing. But I'm saying, okay, I'm still here. Just show me what do you want me to do next? But I know that there's an uneasiness in my spirit, and there's this, need to just want to leave. Okay, I'll give an instance. Someone just recently moved to this city where I live. And when she moved here, and I said, oh, your moving was just abrupt. Nobody even knew you're moving. She's a very good friend of ours. But she's telling me where she's living. She said she just woke up in the morning and the need to leave was urgent. And so the reason why it happened that was because she has been having that nudge for so many years to leave, but she didn't. And then one day it was unbearable. So she now left abruptly. So she wasn't prepared. And she kept saying she wishes that she has listened to all those small nudges that she has had all these years. She should have moved well. Now she didn't move well. So the thing is, there's always a nudge, there's always a feeling, there's always something that you feel in your heart, depending on who you believe or what you believe, you feel it, and you know that it's time to leave this season and move, or leave this thing I'm doing and move into the next. You begin to feel like you have grown it. That's another thing. Yeah. So that's what happened to me at Women's Ministry 7 years ago. I felt very strongly that this is not where God wants me. God wanted me with focus on children. And it was very clear. As soon as I moved, I obeyed. I started working with my children. I started to write children books. It became very easy because I was focusing on children. I started to see the needs that the children have. It was very clear. So working now on a very special book for children that that is going to print in a couple of weeks, and having to write on that one yesterday is easy. Maybe if I was still focused on this women ministry, I wouldn't have been able to see these children and things that God wanted me to see in this season. So that's one thing you need to do. So whoever you believe or whatever you believe is, some people believe in the universe, some people believe there's a God. So whoever you believe in is the person that you should allow to guide you. I don't have a question. Where one discovers he has interest and passion for quite a number of things, how do you know the right ones to focus on? So people that have interest and passion and can do them very well, called polymaths. But not everyone can actually have passion for many things and do them very well. Some can actually have passion for things. So if you are familiar, for those who believe in the scripture, the Holy Book of the Bible, there's this parable in the Bible that talks about the parable of the talent. And it was a very long time ago. I was worried that I like too many things. I do too many things. I have too many gifts. And I remember that I was just having this funny conversation with God, and I was saying, how come I have so many gifts? And that was a parable that that God led me to, and showed me that you are the one I gave the 5 talents. Or one of those who I gave 5 talents. There are people that they're just good at one thing. Put them anywhere else, they'll flop. But this one thing that they're good at, don't try them. Don't try them. So like people with the one talent. But what I learned in that season from that parable is that even that person that feels that they have one talent, they can multiply. They can do something more to open it up. So everyone has that capacity to multiply the giftings that they've been given, or do more with it. So I've been given multiple gifts. So you are just like that house meal. You have multiple gifts. You have multiple interests. And so what you're going to do, what I always do, is write all of them out. And then when you write all of them out on a sheet of paper and it's down, all this passion and gift you want to do, write all of them down. Then create a box. It's like a 4-box. I wish I can do it for you, but I know most of you know the box. It's called urgent, important, not urgent, not important box, the 4-box. You create a box and you put all the thoughts there. And then those things that you've listed, find time and put them into these boxes. Which one is urgent? Which one, if you die today, you feel like you should have done it, is urgent? Which one is important? Put it here. Urgent and important, put it. Urgent, not important, put it. So find a way to categorize them into all these boxes. You can do it. When you do it, it will give you peace concerning what needs to be done now. There are certain things that, for instance, I mentioned earlier that I knew that I was going to go into children animations, and my husband is winking his eye because he has been telling me for many years. But I know that it's not time. Even if he told me yes, this, I say it's not time. Because I know in my heart that it's not time. So nobody can tell me to go into animation tomorrow. I'm not going to answer you. It's not time. I'm not in that season yet. I believe I'm in the season of writing the books that will eventually be turned into children cartoons later. So I believe that. So if you tell me to put in this box, I'm going to put it in important and not urgent. I'm going to put that cartoons there. So I'm going to put in a box. That's how it's going to go. If anybody like they should do cartoons for now to next year, I'm not going to envy them. I'll say, this is what I want to do. Because it's not time for me to do it. When it's time for me, the world will need it. The world doesn't need my own right now. Trust me. For me, I believe. So do that box. And I'll say it again. It's called important, urgent, not important, not urgent, or important, not urgent. It depends on how you want. It can be up to 6 boxes actually. But it's important and urgent. Then switch the boxes to add to 2. Important, not urgent. Not important, urgent. You can make it 6 boxes. So put all your gifts and those things you want to do in those boxes. You will know which one needs to be done. Esther, if you can kindly mute your speakers on my ears. Thank you. Please, Omodazo, can you mute Esther's microphone? It's in my ears. Thank you. So, house meal, I hope that answered your question. Also, I think it was 2 questions, but there's a question, what's it called, message about questions about signs and knowing when to leave. When you start getting anxious, you outgrow the thing, you can't do this anymore. You're just not working. You have tried your best. You are still doing. Just feel like there's more you can do. Check it if it's time to move. And then if you follow God or the universe, ask the universe to lead you. If you follow your heart, ask your heart to lead you. If you follow God, ask God to lead you. For me, I believe in God. I don't follow the universe. I don't follow my heart. I follow God. So I ask God to lead me. So please do that. Whoever you follow should lead you, please. So I'm in house meal. Don't forget to do that charts that I mentioned. Write everything you can do and everything I have a passion for, and put them. For some of you, photography, and you want to create some collage book or something later. You want to travel around the world and take pictures. Start traveling around Abuja and taking pictures, or travel around Akure and taking pictures first. Before, because the world can wait. You might be able to do it later. So but why miss the opportunity of taking pictures around your city first and foremost? So write that all out. I hope that helps. In exactly 1 hour since we started speaking, and I don't want to keep us any longer. If we don't have any questions, I'll call on Omodolapo to take over. And then thank you, Ms. Dorcas. I think the other co-founder should be Deborah Alaya. I'm not sure I wrote it down. Thank you for inviting me today.
Gosh, that was a beautiful time. I want to believe that I was not the only one that learned a lot. I want to believe that, because it was a lot. It was a lot to take in. It was a lot. And I want to really appreciate you, Ma. Thank you so much. I like the way we are clapping and celebrating Mrs. Daniels. Thank you so much. Thank you. Wow. One thing I really loved about this section was that it was not the theory. We're not just hearing theory. We were getting the practical aspect. We were getting an understanding of what to do, how to do it, and not just this is what to do, but we know how to do it. And I really love it. Thank you so much. Super loaded. Yeah, that's the word. Thank you, Mrs. Dorcas. It was super loaded. And I want to appreciate everyone for staying back. I like that. I don't even think anybody left. Instead, we're getting more. and it was a beautiful time. Thank you so much, Ms. Daniels Rockwell. And I want to say a big thank you on behalf of the co-founders and everyone here. We've been truly blessed. Personally, I've even been blessed. I've been able to get, yes, the recording is going to be available. Yes, recording is going to be available for everyone that registered, and everyone here, you are going to get the recording. So thank you so much for this beautiful time. I don't think I can take it all in at once. I'm still going to go back to my notes to really take and understand a lot of things that was said here. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you. I don't know. I can't thank you enough. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, awesome section. Yes, awesome section. Awesome section. Thank you so much. And I hope that it's not just going to end here for everyone. We're going to go back even to our drawing board. We're going to go back to our structure models and putting out proper structures to these things. And then we're not just going to allow that take us from the priorities. We're not just going to allow that allow our long-term goals to take away the short-term goals, and the same way the short-term goals taking away the long-term. So we're going to be conscious of our goals, going to be conscious of our uniqueness, and going to know what we have to do next and how to do them. I trust God to help us. So thank you so much for making our time for this beautiful webinar, and I'm glad that we are blessed. And I want to just invite you again for the next one, subsequent one to be having. You're going to have the designs, you're going to see the invite and all of that. Please try and register as fast as possible, and then invite other people. Please don't be the one to get blessed alone. Don't be the one to enjoy this alone. Get to invite other people, invite your family members, post it. There's power in social media now, and we know how far this thing goes. So please, let's reach out to people, invite people to be a part of it, and I know that you would not be disappointed. So thank you so much for making our time for this event, and I remain your host, Omodola Lawal. Thank you so much, Mrs. Daniel. Thank you so much, our co-founders, Ms. Dorcas and Ms. Falade Temi. Thank you so much. It's a privilege to do this, and I'm grateful. So have a great night rest, everyone. Bye. Good night. Good night.